Hello, welcome to Fill Your Life with Spice. I am your host, Andrea. Today I have Emmy Kim with me today.
Hi.
Yes, sir. So it's been 2 years since I last had the podcast. I've been bullshitting my way through the past 2 years. This is my timeline from 2 years ago. I graduated high school, and before I graduated, I got an award for my podcast. I got a national award from the NSPA, and they recognized me for one of my first couple episodes, and I was targeting N-word and racist culture in school.
Oh yeah.
Which I think is again, I am super proud of the content I made in high school. I would do it all over again if I had the chance. I think if I had known that I had this much power and social power in school, I would have done it since freshman year.
Yeah.
But that's that. So when I graduated, I was very much debating whether or not I wanted to go to school, if I wanted to take a break, exactly how to move forward. But obviously my parents, they wanted me to go to school of some shape and form. So I landed a part-time job, and then I started school. I was going to both LAVC and LA Pierce. It was just not the best. It was not the best fit for me. I understand. Obviously, I do want to go back to school. I've been looking into my options, and before I landed at LAPC and LAVC, I was looking into Santa Monica College, community college. They have so much more resources, and specifically towards journalism and broadcast, which is what I wanted to do towards the end. Because as an immigrant, I feel like we have so many dreams. It's you come to the US, and not only do you have multiple choices of foods in a restaurant, but that was a pretty big thing. That was a pretty big thing for me when I moved. But it's when I came here, I would watch a show and I would be like, oh my God, I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a psychologist. I want to be a therapist. I want to study psychology. I was watching Criminal Minds, and I was like, you know what? I want to be an analyst. I want to work for the FBI. It's I was having all these crazy dreams at the age of 15 or 16. So it was very, very confusing, and I just couldn't land on what I wanted.
Yeah.
So anyways, I was going to LAVC for my general education classes, so what I needed for my major.
Yeah, your gen eds.
Yeah, my gen eds, because it was super close to my place. It was 5 minutes away. And Piers, it was more recognized for my actual major electives, so broadcasting and journalism. Yeah. Yes. However, I was in this state of mind where it's my classes are hybrid, so I could choose to stay home or go there. But why would I want to drive to Woodland Hills at 8 in the morning? So much traffic when I could just do it from home. And
when you're home, you don't do work.
Yeah, no, it was rough, and I didn't have my computer at the time, so I was using my dad's big PC with a shit camera, a webcam. I would always have it turned off, but it was just the vibes was not there. So I tried going in person.
Yeah.
And again, not for me. I would go to LAVC, and first of all, parking situation is horrible. That's just what it is. And I've always been used to getting dropped off by my dad. So it's okay, I have to get dropped off at 10 minutes before class starts, and I'll be fine.
Right.
It's not the same situation at all when you're parking, because you have to find a parking spot, and most of the time you're gonna be so fucking far from where you actually need to go. That's not a factor that I was taking into consideration. So every time I would try to go, I'd be fuck, I'm right on the dot. I'm 5 minutes on time, or I'm either 5 minutes early, I'm right on time, or I'm way too late to the point where it's why am I going? So I got into this cycle of I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go to class. I don't need that. I try to do the same thing for Pierce. I would actually try to show up for my classes, engage with my professors, and for most of the part, it was all right, but again, I think their equipment is a little outdated. So I was going from like really high end cameras and mics. You know, I think Van Nuys had a lot of budget and we didn't really recognize that. So at Piers, they gave me an old recorder, like an old Zoom recorder that barely was holding up with mics. Like, it was not broken or anything. It was just really fucking old. And it was not motivating. So I dropped my classes from Piers. And when I would try to go to my gen ed classes, I don't know if this was my issue, but I kind of felt like, well, I don't know how hard the classes are going to be, so I'm not going to get myself into an honors class because, you know, what if it's too much?
Yeah, I see what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah. So I was kind of like, you know what, like, let's take it one day at a time. And if it's too easy, then for, like, my next class, I'll do honors.
Sure.
So that was my logic, and every time I would go into my English class, it was rough. Like, I would say the most basic sentence, or like something that for my 12th grade English teacher would be like the bare minimum. I would say that in an English class in college, and they would look at me like I was like, I've been reading about this subject my entire life. I remember one time I threw in the word systemic racism, and they looked at me like, how do you know those words? How do you know that?
Yeah.
And it's just, I didn't like that feeling. I need to be in an environment where I'm obviously challenged and, you know, I'm being pushed to my limits, even though that's what I was scared of.
Yeah.
So I kind of just ran from my responsibilities and I stuck to working.
Yeah.
So I was doing school and I was working at Universal at the same time. I was like working part-time, but that became into like horror nights, and I was working like almost 37 hours a week, 40 hours a week, and most of those hours were at night. So from like Thursday to Sunday, I was working until 2 a.m., 4 a.m. I would get home at like 4:30. So,
Jeez.
yeah, I think I haven't told people a lot about that. Like, ever since I stopped.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I knew that, like, you were working, and I knew all the school stuff, and I knew you were working, but I didn't know that it was because of horror nights.
Well, no, it's not because of horror nights. I generally dropped my classes because I
No, I don't mean like you dropped your classes for horror night, but I mean like the work got bonkers because of horror nights.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's for Universal. That's when they start hiring a shit ton of people.
No, it makes sense, but also like I just wasn't thinking that.
Yeah, I mean, who would take that into consideration, to be honest? It's not part of your everyday life. But Universal does need like double the staff because they usually have staff throughout the day, but you gotta keep in mind the park is open literally from 9 in the morning.
Basically sunrise to sunset.
Not even that, because Horror Night ends at like 2 or 3.
Oh yeah, Horror Nights is
2 in the morning.
Through the night, yeah.
Yeah, they end at 2 in the morning. So the park is open the entire day. I want to say like 16 to 18 hours. So they needed staff for the day and the night. That's why they needed to like add
like
more
seasonal
people.
employees, yeah.
Yes. I mean, the thing is, when I was working at Universal, like I first got hired over the summer and I was like, okay, this is lit. Like, in my mindset, I had never had a job before like that. So I thought, oh my god, like this is so cool. Like I get to work at Universal, like I get discounts on my food, I get to go to the park every time. But it just got to a point where I was just bored the entire time. I was just like, I don't want to be here. I don't understand how people that work there go to the park and still enjoy that every day. Or at least, you know, constantly. I know people do that. I cannot. Like, for me, I don't want to be there after I clock out. Like, that's just not something I want to do.
Yeah, I get that.
And I stand by that to this day. Like, sometimes I work 6 days. Well, right now I'm working 6 days because we're short-staffed. But if I don't have a reason to go to the store, I really don't. Because it's like, fuck, like, I'm there all the time.
But also, like,
yeah.
Universal is like a theme park. Your store is a phone store. You know what I mean? Like, there is purpose to go to a theme park, there is a very specific reason why you would go to a phone store, and your one day off would not be fulfilled through. You know what I mean?
True. No, but I mean, same thing could be said about a restaurant. But the type of people that will go to the restaurant on their day off and be like, you've seen that, right?
No, yeah, I have 100%. I see what you're saying, but I'm also like,
it's two totally different things, but still kind of like the same. But I'm getting off track here. So anyway, I dropped school, 100%. I dropped it, and I told my parents, like, look, like, it doesn't feel right for me. I want to find other things that I, find joy in. And I did that. So I went full time for my job. And for some reason, not for some reason, I would just get home really tired. I don't know how people do, like, multiple jobs. I cannot do that. Like, I work literally one job. And now that I have to pay rent and bills and utilities, it's like, fuck, like, I don't know how you have time or the energy to do multiple things. Like, I do literally one thing and I cannot handle anything else. Like, I'm currently reading like 5 books in a rotation. It's horrible. But it helps me because whenever I get bored, it's like, okay, I'm done with this, but I'll go to another book. So I just keep jumping back and forth. Again, this might be like some undiagnosed ADHD thing. I'm saying undiagnosed. I don't want to claim that it's ADHD. It might just be a big flaw that I have that I just cannot focus. Here's the thing. This is the reason I'm saying that. One time, I wanted to get tested for ADHD in high school, and I told my doctor I was getting a physical, and I go, hey, so what's the process to get tested for ADHD? And she goes, well, how are your grades right now? And I was like, well,
oh my God, I hate that. I know exactly where this is going, and I hate it.
Yeah, no, and I go, well, they're really good. I used to like always keep like a 3.7, 3.8 GPA, and it was good. Yeah. And she goes, no, it's okay, you don't have ADHD. And I was like, what? So
ridiculous.
How do you know
Ridiculous.
And she was like, well, if you had ADHD, your grades would have dropped by now, and your teachers would have alerted the school, and they would have talked to your parents by now. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yes, because mental health is a cookie cutter.
Yeah, no, it was ridiculous. To this day, like, it's so...
That's so dumb.
Yeah, that's literally the only reason I'm paying for health insurance through my company, and I don't have Medi-Cal anymore. Because every time I would go to Medi-Cal, and again, this is not like a universal experience. I know a lot of people that have benefited a lot from Medi-Cal, and, if you have... that's awesome for you. It's just not been my case. Like, my dad literally got free assistance for I want to say like dentistry, because he had to get like a couple crowns. Like, he has a whole procedure going on, like, and he got it for free through Medi-Cal, because he would get treated at USC. But it's just not the case for me, and still my ADHD case is uncertain, but we'll get there. And if I do get it, or at least ADD, we'll know the reason why I cannot do one thing at a time, and that will be very helpful to me.
I thought ADD was the outdated term, and ADHD is what is. I don't know. Don't quote me on that.
I would love to tell you, but I was not paying enough attention in my psych class to tell you. I passed with a solid 3.
Hey, 3's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad.
Did I pass with a 3 or... Yeah, I did not get a 4. I 100% only got a 3. But you know what? It's a pass.
Hey, 3 is like a C. C's get degree. Stay in school, do school, don't listen. School, good, get A's. But don't define yourself based on your grades. But also, like, strive for your best. If your best is a B or a C, then that's great. If listen to your parents.
You get the point. Yeah, I'm not the happiest about my 3, but again, I could have.
Hey, you did better than me. I didn't do any APs.
You didn't?
I didn't.
That's right, you did not.
Yeah, I did not do any.
You were too busy passing bills. That is completely...
Shut up.
That is a different conversation. But anyway, fast forward, I met my girlfriend last April. I don't want to say the exact date.
Because you're going to get it wrong?
Maybe. I'm bad with dates. I have to put everything on a calendar. Like we have a lot of events going on next month, and I'm telling her, babe, please, like, whatever it is, if it has nothing to do with me, please add it to the GCal, because I'm gonna try to like plan stuff. And
You have a shared GCal?
Oh, we have a shared GCal. 100%.
Oh my god.
Yes. How else would I keep track of our like events?
I don't love Google Calendar setup. I prefer Notion.
She likes Notion. I like Notion too, but it's just I don't like how it looks on your phone. I prefer
Notion on your phone does look wacky, but I don't. Here's the thing though, I have mine configured so that anything I put in my Notion calendar goes in my Apple Calendar, and then because I have an iPhone, it's just all one. So like I do it that way.
Yeah, that's valid. That's
Yeah.
valid. No, but it's because she works a lot through her Google Calendar and like the Google Suite in general for school.
Yeah.
So it just makes a lot of sense, and I just pull it up whenever, and I'm like, okay, fuck it. So it works out. But anyway, I met my girlfriend last April. We've been together for almost a year now.
Hey yo.
Yes, very exciting. And I was working in Studio City by then. So
Got it.
I got moved to Hollywood. I now work in Hollywood.
I love that like my brain is also piecing together the calendar because I know these events happened,
it's
but
like
I
the
like don't
timeline. I'm
remember.
breaking
So I'm
down the
like,
timeline.
I'm like piecing everything together.
Yeah, I feel like you know most of it, but there's like some gaps in between.
Yeah, and also like because I like heard about it as it was happening, I don't have the like frame of reference as to when things happened. I just know this did happen. I don't know when in relation to other things.
No, yeah, no, I get that. And a lot of people don't, because I feel like, again, I've been so busy with work, and I've been prioritizing my relationship over a lot of things, my mental health or anything. So my circle has gone pretty small. But, I got transferred to Hollywood, and over the summer, I was at an event with my manager and like some other managers, and they offered me a position to go to a Costco kiosk, to work in sales. And my manager told me, like, look, I would be selfish and it would be dumb for me to tell you not to take it, so take it. And the only thing is, it was in Monterey Park. So
You met Kirthana before Costco?
okay. So okay. Let me piece together the timeline, because we haven't even gone to the part where I move out. We're getting there.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I also just name dropped her. I'm sorry.
It's okay. She's gonna be here soon. That's totally fine. She'll
My
be
bad.
here. She'll be here. So yeah, I met Kirthana in last April. We started officially dating in May.
Okay. Wow, your 1 year's really coming up.
Yeah, it is coming up.
That's in like a week. May is next week.
Yeah, May is.
No, May
literally
is in like
Wednesday.
2 days.
May is in
May is
Wednesday.
in like a few days. Yeah.
May is on Wednesday. It's insane. But so I got offered the opportunity, and I was like, honestly, you know what? Like, I've been wanting to move out, you know, because of personal stuff going on at home. And I was like, look, I make a decent income to the point where I can support myself.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Fuck it. I'll do it. And it's funny because this all happened within like a day. I decided that I was gonna move out within a day. They offered me, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna sit on it, I'll think about it. But then the manager texted me, hey, so what do you want to do? What do you want me to tell them? And I'm like, you literally told me about the opportunity like 4 hours ago. What do you mean? So I was like, look, you know what? Fuck it. I'll take it. But obviously Monterey Park, that's like East LA. It's super far from Sherman Oaks. Super far. It's like 4 freeways away. So
Is it 4?
well, you gotta take the 101, and it's like super far, and then you kind of go and But yeah, it's just the 101 and the 60. But you have to like merge multiple.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, it's a multiple merging lanes. It's like, who goes to Monterey Park? That's just so
That's far.
It's far still from where I lived. But the contract was, well, you're going to work there for 6 months and then you're going to come back to Hollywood. So I wanted to be somewhere close to my actual store. Mm-hmm. And this was all happening. And Kirtana was not in LA. Kirtana was in India.
You're right.
Kirtana was in India. My girlfriend was, we were in such different time zones, and I was like, hey babe, this is happening. I'm gonna move out. And for months, I was talking like, oh, you know, like I wanna move out, I wanna do this and that. But it's kind of like, this is happening, I'm moving out. And when did I moved out, I kid you not, within 3 weeks of that conversation. It was like this. It all happened
That's
so quick.
Horrifying?
It is. No, it was so scary.
Why did you do that?
Because the program, the contract started. So I was supposed to.
Oh, yeah. Right.
So this is what happened. I moved in September 15th. That was my move-in date. And that same day, I was supposed to be at the kiosk. And I told them, look, like, I want to make that happen, but unfortunately, like, that is my move-in, like, weekend. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So I moved in on a... Hold on. Let me get this right. I think I moved in on a Thursday or a Friday. And by Sunday, I was at the kiosk already. Like, I showed up to my first shift and
September 15 was a Friday.
Yeah. I moved in on a Friday.
Of 23? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a Friday.
Yeah. So I moved in on a Friday. And then Saturday was my big grocery trip.
Oh, yeah, I remember you trying to...
Yeah, guys, if you move out, please start getting some groceries before you actually do. My first grocery trip included cleaning essentials, kitchen essentials.
I remember
food.
you texting me asking if you could call me on this grocery run. And then I was like, sure, but not for that long. And then I remember I picked up and the first thing you said was, hey, Emmy, do you think I need Lysol wipes? And I was like, you probably do. And you were like, okay. Do you think I need dish soap? And I'm like, you definitely do. And you were like, okay. Do you think I need, like, you did that through an aisle. And I was like, hey, Andrea, if you think you do, get it. Also, I needed to hang up 10 minutes ago. And you were like, okay.
I fully believe that. I don't know about the dish soap, but I fully
I don't remember what it actually was, but I just remember it being like piece by piece. I was like, what the fuck?
It would have probably been like some bullshit ass item. Like, yes, you need fucking toilet paper. You do.
Yeah, it was like paper towels or something. I was like, girl, just get it.
Oh, funny enough, the same roll of paper towels that I have right now are the same ones that I got when I moved in. I don't really use paper towels. I use napkins a lot. And I got a pack.
Paper towels are cheaper. Use paper towws. I use paper towels instead of napkins. Like, my house is a paper towel house.
I can't do that. It's just like my immigrant brain cannot comprehend that.
I know, because my family used to be a napkin family.
Yeah.
And then my parents got mad when I'd use the napkins. And so I just started buying paper towels. And then they got mad that I'd buy paper towels. And then I noticed that my paper towels go missing. And I'm like, y'all are using the paper towels. So just buy the paper towels. So I indoctrinated my family into being a paper towel family.
No, but okay. Look, I have not bought napkins or paper towels since I moved in. And it's been like a good 7 months, 7
But also, like,
months.
you are one person. And you also, like, don't really do things that need napkins.
I use napkins with every meal, but I bought a...
But that's like a napkin.
True. It is
napkin. A packet thingy has like
and I bought the pack
100.
from Costco, too.
Yeah, that's like 1,000 napkins.
Yeah, I have...
Oh, you're confused why, 3 napkins a day for 3 meals, and you have like 1 million of them while you haven't run out yet?
Yeah.
Welcome to math, bro.
It's an investment into the future. But anyway.
Oh, the future when you have to move again? You have to take these napkins with you?
Yeah, I'm not going to have to buy them again.
You're going to be like 60 and be like, the final napkin from when I moved out the first time.
Oh my God. I remember the weeks leading up to my move-in date. I knew I had gotten the apartment, and it's all I could talk about.
Yeah, that was all you could talk about.
It was all I could talk about. It was the funniest thing, and people at the store, like, I would tell them, I would be talking to customers, I'd be like, oh my god, yeah, I'm moving out, by the way, like, if you have any tips or anything. And this one lady was so kind. Judith was the kindest lady I've ever met. She gave me, like, I kid you not, five bags. I still have 2 of them in my trunk, full of candles, full of tea bags, full of dish soap.
Just like a lady gave this to you?
Yeah. She was like, oh my god, you're moving out? I got you. Let me go to my car real quick.
And she just had it?
She just had it.
That's so...
Her friend was also having like a garage sale type of thing, so they just had a bunch of stuff, and she's moving
at a garage sale. She had dish soap.
It was not like brand new. It was just like stuff that she had extra.
I'm like, what?
And she just gave it to me. Yeah. You know, obviously the first day that I moved in,
you have to like just clean.
I didn't even have dishes. I moved in and I had nothing.
That's the thing that like boggled me about you moving out, because like
I had nothing, straight up nothing.
Yeah, because the thing for me is that like for people that are moving out, right, like something that's really nice to do is that like pack all your stuff, but also like have a separate box of like the stuff that you're gonna need to survive for that first week, right? So like or that first weekend, right? So like nice comfy clothes, like cleaning supplies, dishes, like some basic food staples, like pots, pans, like have that in its own separate box and have that pre-labeled and have that be the first thing you open. So that like as you're like unloading and you're like, haven't reached the underwear box, like you still have clothes to wear. You know what I mean? When I heard that you moved and I was like, oh, you're gonna be fine, and then you called me that first day and you're like, I'm here, and I'm like, great. You're like, I don't have any plates, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I remember you calling me to like ask how to like set up the furniture here, and like you were like, I bought all this furniture but I don't know how it's gonna fit, and I'm like, why did you buy furniture that's not gonna fit?
Yeah. That was before I moved in. That was the day that so this is what happened. I signed the lease. I put the deposit. It was I paid like $3,000.
Yeah.
Deposit. It was like the
deposits are
deposit.
yeah.
So there goes that. You know, I think an entire paycheck went straight up to my deposit and my furniture. Some of it, because I'm still paying some of it off. But when I put the deposit down, I started looking places to finance my furniture. So I went to, I want to say like 2 or 3 places. I ended up going with Living Spaces. They had good deals. I got this couch for less than $450.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. But by the time that I called you, like I didn't think too much about it. My first Target trip was the day after I moved out. So on Friday,
I'm piecing it together now. Yeah.
On Friday, and my parents were very straight up about this. They were very honest since day one. They told me they were not going to help lift the box, and they did not. So the people that helped me move was, shout out to my manager and my coworker. You know, I love that they did that.
Oh yeah.
A lot. You know, I appreciate that a lot, because I had to buy everything myself. You know, my mom didn't let me take
anything.
Yeah, no, she didn't let me take anything. I had to buy my own mattress, my own like frame or what.
Your
I don't
bed
have
frame.
Yeah, my bed frame or whatnot.
It's more a mattress holder than anything, but yeah.
Yeah, more of a mattress holder. Most of the stuff that I had in my room was already mine because I bought it earlier. So like my nightstand, my TV stand, my bookshelves, those are mine. But I didn't have food. I didn't have
a single pan,
pots. I didn't have shit. So I move in, and bro, like I didn't have movers. Like I had everything kind of like set up in boxes, but not really. So I just got everything delivered to my parents' house. Not even here, because I was like, well, the thing with Amazon is they wouldn't tell me. Most of the things arrived early, and I didn't want that to be the situation where my stuff would just be hanging out in the lobby for like 2 days. Because, you know, I don't live here, I don't have access. I didn't get the keys until I moved in that morning.
Got it.
So, just imagine little me, under 120 pounds, carrying a mattress up three
flights of stairs.
Three sets of stairs. My mattress. The microwave was heavy as shit.
I bought you that microwave.
Yeah, she bought me a microwave and my dish rack, which is so awesome. I use that every day, obviously.
That's what's up.
Yep. No, it was like super heavy shit, and like,
Of course it's heavy. It's appliances.
yeah.
Why do you think movers exist as a job?
Yeah, it's crazy. So during my moving weekend, I found out that TaskRabbit is a thing. I did not know that shit existed, and I think it's so funny, but it's so useful. I didn't pay for it though. I had friends that, you know, came
Like
up-
ordered you TaskRabbits? Oh, you just had friends do it
that
for
came-
you. Got it.
Friends came over, and like my coworker, I kid you not, he stayed until like 2 or 3 in the morning that Friday. He put together my bed frame. He put together.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing like you post it.
Yeah. No, and like all I had was at that point, I didn't even bring the right sheets for my bed. So
Idiot.
I have a queen bed, and I brought like a twin.
Yeah, your twin XL single.
A twin XL fucking sheets that I didn't even have from home. It's like stupid shit. Like, why would I bring that? So it was so dumb. It was so dumb. So we were just eating dinner that we got from the corner at like a taco place.
Yeah. Because every LA street corner has a taco stand.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They do. They really do. And we were just eating on the couch. I couldn't watch TV. I didn't have Wi-Fi. I didn't have Wi-Fi for like the first week.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I didn't. I think I left my remote at my parents' house, so I couldn't even turn on the TV without having to get up. It was a mess.
You're
but
a monstrosity is what you are.
I know. And this whole time, again, my girlfriend was not here. She was in India.
Oh yeah.
So by the time that I moved in, she was in Houston already. She is originally from Houston.
Yeah.
And I was like, babe, like, look, I know that it's a big push. I know it's a big ask, but is there any way that you can come back a week earlier to help me out? Because it's a lot to process, you know, mentally, emotionally, and physically, bro. Physically was like killing me. But no, unfortunately, she couldn't do it. So she came the week after I moved in. So my first Target run, and I should not have done a Target run. I should have done like multiple stores at a time. But again, time crunch. I didn't have shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom and I went to Target, and it was the first time that she saw the apartment, and she was not the happiest about it. But you know, it is what it is. She still came.
This is a sketch neighborhood or sketch street. To be fair.
No, let's just say neighborhood. But honestly, the more that I'm in here, it's like fuck it. Like it's
like
my
it's
little
not
hood.
it's not like dangerous,
It's
but
just
it's
like-
definitely like,
it's just like-
you
it's
peek
like-
over your shoulder.
I want to peek over my shoulder. It's just like, bro, it's just like weird.
Yeah, vibes are off. It's not
Vibes
like
are weird.
It's not like there's like dangerous stuff happening on the corner. It's just
Yeah.
like the vibes aren't suburb.
No, it's very city. It's
very city.
like, congested.
What is happening?
And I remember sometimes I have to park on the street a little bit far, and I have to move my car early in the morning. I would wake up at 6:30 to move my car, and there would be like chickens running around, and we're in Hollywood, so it's like why the fuck is there a chicken like on the sidewalk?
Yeah.
It was funny, but yeah, the neighborhood is not like mainstream Hollywood. But you walk a couple blocks over, and you're in West Hollywood, and it's like gay Sunset and Santa Monica Boulevard. So that's my part where I didn't understand, like how does it go from being so white,
Glitz glamour into
and gay
yeah.
and like beautiful, beautiful. You got a bike lane and everything. You don't got that here.
No bike lane.
You really don't. You got tweakers like on the corners, on the main.
You have like 6 lime scooters just like sprawled out, dying.
True. Yeah, it's not like mainstream Hollywood
Not at all.
but I do get the nice views. I can see the Hollywood sign and the observatory from my window. And when I moved in, I had no curtains.
Oh shit, you do.
You do. You can fully see it. It's really pretty in the mornings.
There's a window in front of us. That's why I leaned this way.
Yeah. So you guys can't see it, but I have 2 windows. There's a bunch of light coming in from the outside. I did not have any curtains. So Saturday morning, I woke up
6 a.m.
like a bunch of light. And I was like, you know what? It's my own apartment. It looks fucking beautiful. I'm proud of it. Yeah, the first Target trip, I spent $500. $500.
Jesus.
And shame on Target because I had their Target card, like their credit card.
Yeah.
And multiple times. All my credit cards are above 2,000 spending limit. Why was Target capped at 500? I kid you not, the invoice came out to like 505. And because it was $5 over, the card got declined. And they were like, you can't use that card. It has a $500 limit. And I was like, are you fucking serious? Because if I had used my Target card, I would have gone 5% cash.
Do you know what I would have done in that situation? I would have taken one item out, made them do the 500, and then do the second item.
No, because the thing is, like, I had some balance on the card. I must have had like.
Okay, then like, but like, still like,
$40.
take out enough, do that, and then do just enough to make it.
Honestly, dude, I was just like, I don't want to deal with it. Just.
Oh, I'm
take
petty.
another
I would have done
card.
it.
Take another card. I don't care. I don't want to think about this. Let's just get out. But yeah, no, guys, if you're trying to move out, start planning ahead of time.
Yeah, buy things
don't be an Andrea.
before.
I kid you not, like $5K the first month that I moved in, including my deposit. So
I had a friend that rented a U-Haul, like the little trucky bus thing,
Yeah.
and then what they did was it's flashing. Is that a battery thing?
no, it's plugged in. It's okay.
Okay. I had a friend that rented a U-Haul, like the truck thing, and they like had it for like a weekend, like the weekend that they were like, they started renting it like a Thursday or like a Wednesday or a Thursday into like the week leading up to them moving in, and they just started filling the U-Haul like a Tetris. So they would like order stuff and then shove the box into there because every item came in a box anyway, and they would just put it all in, Tetris to the U-Haul, and then drove the U-Haul to their new place, and then undid the U-Haul, and so everything came in once. And I was like,
to be very honest, that shit does not make a difference.
I know it doesn't make a difference, but it gives you time to like do shopping trips like over time, and then when you come in, you have everything.
That makes sense.
To be fair, they were going from like one apartment to another, so they already had everything. They just needed to like plop it to a new place.
It's just the first time you move out, because I already know that next time I move out of this apartment in September, I'm not gonna have that issue. Like, I already have my groceries. It's like, it's gonna be the hassle of putting everything somewhere in a vehicle and then taking it to another.
In your tiny ass car?
No. So oh my God, that was another thing, because the reason my manager was helping is because her dad had a truck, and she was like, oh, it's okay, we'll just put everything in the truck. Well, she pulls up in her regular car. And I was like, so what happened, Wendy? Like, where's the
the truck?
tropita?
Yeah.
Like, what's happening? She was like, no, like the car's in the shop or like something. It's like down. The car's down. So all the furniture that you're seeing here, it had to get shoved into 2 cars. Yeah.
That's bonkers.
Yeah, it was insane. But, made it through, and that was last September, and I've been trying to get back on my stuff. Lately on the news, it's just like things like, I don't want to say like they bother me, but it's like they itch my brain, and it's like I want to talk about things. I want to start building that platform again, where it's not like I'm just gonna come out of the blue and talk about parking in LA sucks. It sucks. If you're outside of the valley, you don't understand how bad street parking is and how low the availability is. It is shit. But that is a topic for an entirely different episode or an entirely different video. But it's just things that I've noticed more as I moved out. Like, those are the things that are hitting me now. I feel them on a very personal level. And I feel like more people can relate, and I can relate to the majority of the population now with certain things. Like, I was not used to cooking every single day, every single meal. I was not used to cleaning my apartment every single week. My mom would do most of those things. Would I help her out? Yes, 100%. But I, like, every single task and chore, it's on me. I have to do everything myself.
Your off-site laundry freaks me out. That, like, you have to, like,
we
do
have
laundry.
we have laundry, but I just choose not to do it because I don't like quarters. I don't like cash.
Yeah.
So.
But, like, it in unit, I'm like, I understand why, but also it's like, holy cow.
I mean, I didn't have an in unit back in Sherman Oaks, so it was like right next door. But again, I don't like dealing with quarters. I don't like cash. I'm a cashless girl. I don't do that. I really, really don't. But back in November, there was that whole incident when the I-10 shut down, and I reached out to you because I was like, well, there are so many things that are going on within this topic. This is an environmental issue. This is a social issue. This is a local issue. It's affecting not only the commuters, it's affecting also local businesses in the area where the freeway is shut down for. And you know, it gets to the point where I'm really interested in a subject and I just get into a loophole and I'm like, okay, where am I going with this? And I think we did talk about it, and it's like, okay, what am I trying to achieve? And it's like, multiple times I would ask myself that question. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know where I want to go with this. I want people to understand, or people to know that this is a thing.
Yeah.
My whole thing lately has become very informative. It's like, I'm not even telling you what to believe. I'm just letting you know this is a thing. It exists and it is an issue. Yeah. How we're going to solve it? Maybe I'll come up with a solution or two. I'm not John Oliver. That would be dope if I was another John Oliver. But even then, his solutions, will they get done? Not really. Not necessarily. It's kind of realistic.
I love John Oliver. The reason why she's bringing up John Oliver is because she'll, like, text me or call me with, like, this stuff, and she'll, like, write out this whole thing, and I'm like, congratulations, you wrote a thing, but there's no, like, purpose in this writing. Yeah. It's literally just, like, a word vomit of, like, information. And I'm like, okay, so what am I supposed to do with this, right? Yeah. And, like, I've been trying to, like, help Andrea, like, funnel in, like, and get, a system going. And I keep sending her Last Week Tonight episodes because John Oliver does this really cool thing where he spitballs information at you. He gives you all the, like, citations, but he also, like, is funny. And there is, like, in most of his episodes at the end, there's a very simple and somewhat achievable call to action, right? Like, where he'll be like, hey, this is a thing. How do we fix it? Boom, 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 boom. Make it happen. And then the episode ends. And it's like, it's not, it's like, it's more of like a general thing of, like, solutions can be done if you just, like, don't sit in where it is happening and, like, in, like, what is happening. And so, like, I've been sending Andrea a lot of John Oliver videos, and she keeps laughing at how many I can recall off of the top of my head. And I'm serious when I say that, like, I'm a total nerd. I am so like tuned in, and I watched John Oliver as a child. Like, I remember, like, I was in, like, elementary school, and I had learned what YouTube was, and I found Last Week Tonight on YouTube, and that would be what I watched on YouTube. Like, other kids would, like, watch, like, One Direction music videos, and I was watching John Oliver. Like, that was my thing. And so, like, I didn't grow up watching TV. I grew up watching John Oliver. That's crazy. So it's like, that's a crazy statement. So it's like, that is my like headspace, and that's my wheelhouse. And so, a big thing about, like, journalism is that there needs to be a purpose, right? Like, even if you're just trying to inform, there is something in there, right? Like there's a reason why you're trying to tell these people something. So like, what is that reason, right? And like finding what that reason is so important, and also making sure that that reason is like
Clear.
not necessarily clear, but like make sure that that reason is reason enough for somebody to look at the content you're making, you know? And so it's like, there's a lot that you need to consider, like just cause like my experience with, you know, public policy and stuff like really has me in tune with this stuff. And so that's part of the reason why she keeps reaching out to me for it. But it's like, that was like one of the big things that like really messed with my head when I was working in public policy, was like people that would just be like, I'm passionate, I'm just gonna say all this stuff. And I'm like, great, what do you want me to do with this information? They're like, what do you mean? I'm giving you the information. I'm like, great, what do you want me to do with that? They're like, what do you mean? Like that cycle was like my biggest pet peeve, especially because I was working with like other people that were similar to my age, like under 18, under 25-year-olds, where they don't understand that like, yes, you as a person are important, but also in the scale of the world, you're not that important. Like you as a person hold value, but you, just because you hold value does not mean that you are important enough for people to hear you. And so that's like a thing where I'm like, okay, great. Why is what you're saying important? Why can't I just get this information from this person or that person? Or, you know, like there are things, and that's like something that I've been, I over the years have gotten better at like slowly training kids into getting to grasp the concept, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, that's not only for like journalism, but that's for like any piece of writing. Also super helpful for like college application essays. It's like, it's like you are trying to tell a story, right? In those essays, it's like you're trying to tell this person something about you. So it's like, okay, great, you've told me things about you, but like, why am I supposed to care about you? Like, yes, you mean something in the world, but also you don't mean anything to me. So why does what you're saying have to mean something to me? And it's like getting that through people's heads, that like it tends to be a struggle. And it's also just really difficult to narrow down what it is that you want to say and what you mean to people. And so yeah, it's been really exciting, like seeing Andrea like slowly piece this thing together, because that first I-10 thing you wrote,
it was so all over the
it was
place.
so all over the place, but also I was looking at it and I was like, when did you write this? Because I would have been like, if you had said that you found this from like your high school Google Drive, I would not have been like, that would not have fazed me. And I was like, what is happening? And I think like that's like a big part of the reason why like journalism, like learning journalism in like a college setting is so important, because it's like you are leveling up your writing skills, right? Like,
yeah, my writing was all over the place.
I love you. You write like a high schooler. And so it's like, that's just what it is. And like, I wrote like a high schooler until I learned how to not write like a high schooler. And so it's like, that's like a thing that you just need to, that it's a skill that you need to develop. And whether you do it in a classroom setting or you do it elsewhere, like you can study it outside of a university lecture hall. Like, it's just a skill you need to learn.
Yeah, no, it was all over the place, but I think again, I am not a writer. That's also been my other issue. I've been, instead of, you know, just kind of doing like bullet points, like, okay, this is what I want to talk about, I go on a tangent trying to do it as an article, and that's just not me. I'm not a writer. I would love to learn how to write. I think it's really interesting. I love writing. I'm just not a writer.
I am definitely a writer.
Yeah, I know you definitely are. I seek for a lot of advice from Emmy in many ways, shapes, and forms. She taught me how to make fried rice. Literally, like.
That's what you're gonna say?
Well, yes, I did, you know, many ways, shapes, and forms.
Oh, is that what your Asian friend is for? To teach you how to make fried rice?
Don't try to cancel me right now, bro. Do not try to cancel me right now.
I'm kidding.
Do not. But yeah, amongst, you know, many other things, it's just you've kind of been there for the whole process.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say I have an agenda. I don't have like a political agenda or anything. Like, I'm not trying to push something here with my content, but I want to be able to communicate and share my passions, share those things that are itching my brain with people who have resources to fully explain it better to me and better to the people enjoying my content. That is the whole purpose. That's always been the purpose of my podcast, and I've always enjoyed that, because not only do I learn and teach other people, but the people that I bring into my podcast is my whole thing has been, I don't want to bring someone just to be funny or to be entertaining. There's always been greater purpose in that, and I think I've been doing a pretty solid job at doing that. The last episode that got posted, it was like a bunch of bullshit. It was just like,
but that was the big hoorah.
It was a bunch of people like crammed into a room. Yeah, that one was for fun. It was not an official episode, and I do not claim it, but I don't claim it as one. But, I have many other things planned. I know plenty of awesome people that I can bring in to talk about multiple topics. So I'm excited. And not to only bring in the podcast, but I don't need to necessarily talk about street parking for 40 minutes. It's like I want to be able to make content both for my podcast and my film account. Yeah. That's essentially what the goal is. And overall, I'm just really excited because I feel like I'm finally going to be able to stick to it, because I'm sitting down and I'm doing it today.
Yeah.
That's a big step.
And to make things clear, this is Andrea's podcast. I'm here for the day. I'm here to help bring this first episode together. I'm not here to be a co-host in this, for clarity.
Multiple times.
But I'll be here because I know things and you enjoy hearing me talk, apparently.
True.
But it's this is not the Andrea and Emmy show. This is the Andrea show. Emmy's just here sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has been, again, Fill Your Life with Spice. I want to call this season 2.
I think you can call this a season 2 solidly.
Season 2, 100%. It's a whole different thing. This is not what it used to be in high school. This is not like your high school breakdown of an episode. This is going to be more freely. I can talk more shit about the school system and how it's broken, but that's an entirely different conversation for another time. Today was just about what I've been up to and what to expect for the next couple months, because I'm very excited about this project. It's not something that I want to stop right now. It's just something that I want to keep working on and prioritizing over my work.
I'm very excited to see what you do with this, because
Thank you.
I know how passionate you are about all of this, and I know how much you've been wanting to do it. It's just getting yourself in a position where you can do this consistently and sustainably. Not sustainable in terms of environmental sustainability, but sustainability is in sustaining this as a pattern in your life, right? Yeah. I think when people hear words like sustainability and capacity, they're thinking in a financial business capacity and being sustainable to the environment. It's yes, but also having your own personal capacity, what you are able to do, right? The energy you have after you do your full day job, and you come home, is this a thing that you have the capacity for? Is this something that you have the resources for? Is this something that you can sustain in your life for who knows how long, right? And so seeing how much you've been planning this and how much time and thought process, how much thought you've put into this process, I have very high hopes for you, and I'm very excited to support you in this.
Thank you.
I'd love to see where this goes.
Me too. Well, everyone that watches the podcast, and you included, you guys are going to be my girlfriend very, very soon. I have an episode planned with her. We have to talk logistics and look into some more research. But it's very exciting. We're going to be talking about environmentalism, veganism, vegetarians, plant-based restaurants in LA. So I'm very excited about that episode. It's something that I want to say we've been planning forever, but it's more it just kind of started itching my brain. But my goal is when something starts itching, I'm just going to make sure that I follow through and it doesn't just fall into my archives and my Google Docs, because I have multiple ideas, multiple bullet points of what I want to do, but I'm just going to start executing on all of those. So I have plenty of content for the next couple months, so that's exciting. But yeah, thank you for coming, Emmy.
Yeah, of course.
And thank you to whoever's watching this long-ass episode of this. This is insane. Why did I?
Yeah.
We should be censoring each other. This is too long.
Yeah.
But thank you. Thank you. It means a lot. And if you've been watching my content since day one, you understand how meaningful this is. I hope you understand that because it is very meaningful. So I will see you on the next episode of Fill Life with Spice. Yeah.
Woohoo!